Go. Brandt's a great stationary shooter. We got to put him out there, move the ball around in the offense, and then come back and find him.
Well, we've seen him get on the low block and do some scoring in there too. Big key, Christian Van Hook coming in and getting some easy baskets around the rim. Nobody from Sacred Heart can stay with his jumping ability.
That's exactly right. Christian's been a key the whole year and continues to be.
Opening tip controlled by SHG. They're moving to the basket to the left as we get things started here. And we've got an early foul is going to be whistled on Austin Kirby. Austin just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Got his feet tangled up with one of the Cyclone players. So just 15 seconds into this one, Austin's picked up his first.
Austin and Jordan look like they went to the same barber this week, Jeff. And they said take a little off the top, and he went nuts.
SHG down in the left corner. Work it back out now to Holmes. Swing it down to Sestak, drives the baseline, cut off by Coyne. Swinging around, nice quick ball movement out to Holmes, top of the key, drives down the lane off the glass. That's no good. Nathaniel there with the big rebound for the Railers, their first possession of the night.
Yeah, Smitty right off from the last game, 10 rebounds against Sacred Heart. He's got one already.
And the Railers pushed pace that time too. They got the ball off the court quickly.
Nelson over on the left wing, up high post now to Nathaniel, looks down low for Brandt, instead back to Austin. Austin tries to drive against Eagleton. Smitty over to Gesner, back on top to Nelson. Nelson looks to make a move against Holmes, flips it over to Austin Kirby. He fires off a three, missed it badly, but Gesner will track down the rebound in the corner. Nice cut by Nelson, pass from Gesner, Jordan up and good.
Nice back door by Nelson, and a great find by Jordan Gesner. Left-handed bounce pass, led him perfect.
Railers on the board first. Sestak, Eagleton, work it around to Holmes. Sargent now in the left corner. Slips it down underneath to Sestak, wide open on the block, lays it off the glass and in.
Diagonal pass gets in the low block, and SHG gets a layup.
Yeah, not a lot of pressure on the ball already for the Railers, and that's one thing they didn't do well against Sacred Heart the last time. Put pressure on the ball handler so they can't see through that 1-2-2.
Holmes on Nelson, that's an advantage, or that should be advantage Railers, and Sestak on Smith. That should be advantage Railers.
Gesner coming around a Smith screen. Gesner
nice
puts it back to Nathaniel. Nathaniel goes hard off the glass, up and good.
Gesner again on a nice assist, and if Jordan can't score, if he can get 5 or 6 assists a game, that's good production for him.
Couple minutes into the contest, Railers on top, 4-2. Eagleton will fire off SHG's first three of the night. That's no good. Ball tipped around, fought for, and Brandt Coyne comes out with it for the Railers.
Looks like Nathaniel visited the barber too. I think the Railers got lighter this week.
Nathaniel.
Tonsorial splendor on the part of the Railers.
Coyne in the corner for three. That's off the back of the rim, no good. And Gesner tried to go in for the rebound. Mistimed his jump, and SHG comes back with it into the front court. Holmes over to Sestak. Eagleton, top of the key, back to Holmes, went right through his hands. Picked up by Nelson. Nelson flips it ahead to Gesner. Gesner for the easy two, and he missed the layup. He was hounded there by Eagleton. I think he influenced the shot. A walk is not called against Sestak and SHG back where they started.
Jordan's had some trouble last 3 games. He's missed layups. He's got
three up and good. And that'll be Sargent for 3. That'll give SHG the lead at 5-4.
He drilled it, didn't he?
No.
He didn't?
An official's timeout called, so Gesner can tie his shoe. 5:05 to go. But again, with those layups where we've had an advantage, you've just got to go strong. And if you get fouled, you get fouled, but you can't be just anticipating and waiting for the foul.
Yeah, it's a good steal by the Railers, and that's a layup you definitely got to make.
Nelson coming around the screen, instead drives back baseline, pull up, little contact, left it short. Rebound to Holmes for the Cyclones.
Tough shot there.
Holmes dribbling up the right sideline, gets it back to Sestak, now back to Holmes. SHG, we saw down in Springfield earlier this year, can be very, very patient, very precise with their ball handling. Right side three by Eagleton, that's no good. Sestak had inside position for the rebound. The ball is tipped loose back to the Cyclones.
Railers have not done a good job here on the offensive boards.
4:25 to go in the first. SHG with an early 5-4 advantage.
Boy, the game's being played at their pace, Jeff. 5 points halfway through the first.
Kick it back out. Sestak just inside the three-point line, shoots up and up. All the balls grabbed and flipped back out again, so it'll stay with the Cyclones.
Every 3, the Railers have been, they've come along, and the Railers haven't had anything on the weak side.
Sargent over to Holmes. His lefty 3 is open and good. You keep giving them chances, they're going to keep making it.
Yeah, backside guards not getting down and boxing out. He's got to take care of the rebounds on the backside when the opposite side three is being taken, and too many chances for Sacred Heart on that possession.
Sacred Heart with 7 shots, 5 of which are threes.
Nathaniel's going to try and drive baseline. Kicks it back out. Open Austin Kirby near the top of the key is good for 3.
You give Austin time and let him wind up. He's usually a pretty deadly shooter, and that time inside-out offense. Nelson gets the ball inside and kicks it back out for a 3.
Cuts it to 1. Railers down 8-7. Sargent almost tipped away by Kirby. Holmes at the top of the key, working down the lane. Back out to Eagleton, a long 3 up. That's off no good. Can they track down a rebound? Nope, it's going to trickle out of bounds, and it'll go to the Railers.
Boy.
Jake Olson checking in.
Yeah, one thing the Sacred Heart does a real good job of just trying to make 2 people guard you against that 1-2-2, and that's the key against any kind of zone is have 2 people guard you, and they do a good job of finding the little creases, and they also do a good job of ball faking. They do a lot of ball fakes, which gets that defense swinging one way, and then the 1-2-2 gets moving.
A foul is going to be whistled on SHG. That is going to be Williams, his first, as he came from the backside, tried to knock it away from Brandt. Got a little too much of Brandt's arm. Checking in will be Connor Bland, a 6'4 junior, and he will replace Williams.
Yeah, Sacred Heart Griffin goes about 7 deep. They've got Boggs, too. Remember, hit some big threes against us the last time. He hasn't checked in yet.
Nelson on the right side. Down low, they get it to Nathaniel, and another foul is going to be whistled. This will go against Sistak. Again, Nathaniel doing a nice job posting up. Force the foul on the Cyclones.
Bland is a good-sized kid. He probably weighs 210. He's strong boy. And yeah, again, good things happen when we get the ball into Nathaniel.
Nelson tried to inbound it. It's tipped away by Holmes, so he'll stand right there and do it again on the baseline. Left side. Gets it into Coyne. Nelson trying to come around a screen.
Nice.
Brandt goes right to the basket, lays it up and in. Nice look from Kirby.
Railers gave no choice. Coyne went to screen Nelson. Both defenders went to Nelson. Coyne rolled to the bucket. Just the way that play's designed.
Railers up 9-8, 2:40 to go. 4 different Railers in the scoring column already, and the pass is tipped away by Nelson over to Nathaniel, who flips it ahead to Jordan. Nice catch, flips it up off the glass, and good.
Great catch, great pass, and the Railers push tempo, and it worked.
Timeout's going to be taken by SHG, and Coach Angelo is furious.
Oh, man, he's hot.
Well, and remember, 32 comes in Bland. Not a scorer from that inside. We saw him do a good job of, they found him in the middle last game at Sacred Heart, but he'd kick it out almost every single time, and they got it in, and really the sea parted as Bland got it in the middle, and the Railers knew from the last time out that he doesn't go to the hoop or look to score, and they got out, got a hand on the tip, and he was going to pass it away.
And Tom, talk about SHG's Coach Angelo. We've seen Coach Alexander in similar situations, certainly not that demonstrative until everybody gets around him, but that timeout was called specifically to make a defensive point because he went right to Bland, expressing his displeasure, let's say.
His disappointment in the execution of the defense.
Well, it looked like they had gone over that out-of-bounds play several times maybe in the week before practice, and we still got it on them as all of the SHG guys go for Jordan Nelson for a 3 in the corner. We slip the screen. Brandt Coyne gets an easy layup.
It's tough for a defender to leave Nelson, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you
don't
know.
48.
Yeah, exactly. So kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing.
Foul out front is going to be whistled on the Railers. That's going to go against Jake Olson. That will be his first, second on the team. In for the Railers, Christian Van Hook and Max Cook. In for Kirby and Coyne.
Max played every minute of the JV game, Jeff. It'd be nice to be young and in shape, huh?
Inside, nice look to Bland, who gets to roll over the front of the rim, and good.
Again, the Railers go for the block, and when they do, there's nobody left to defend.
2 minutes to go in the first quarter. It is Lincoln 11, SHG 10. Cook being watched by Eagleton. Nathaniel at the high post, kicks it over to Max. Nathaniel looks to make a move again at the top of the key over to Van Hook with the catch. Cook in the corner. Nathaniel. Olson. Back now to Smith, 1:45 to go in the first. Cook hands off to Smith. Nathaniel thought about going down the lane, kicks it back out to Olson.
Railers doing a nice job just moving the ball, being patient.
Nathaniel stepped out of bounds.
Wow, stereo. Since he was a good foot out of bounds and it was right in front of us.
What size does he wear, Mitch? He's a 13, so.
You don't miss that 13.
So turnover gives it back to the Cyclones. Minute and a half to go in the first quarter. Bland, swing it back on top to Sistak. Olson on top. Bounce in the middle. Bland, Olson down there fighting for it, and Jake comes away with it. The smallest guy taking it away from the biggest guy on the court. Good hustle by Olson, and then a reach-in foul is going to be whistled on Holmes. That will be number 1 on him, 3 on the Cyclones.
Holmes looked at the referee, and the referee says, obviously, Mr. Holmes.
And Holmes has done a pretty good job. And remember, he did a pretty good job on Nelson last time, holding him to 14 points. He really doesn't look to help on anybody else. His main job is to guard Nelson.
Yep. Nelson tips hose along the baseline. Nathaniel will pull up for 14-footers, up and good. Nice look from Smitty. He's got 4, and the Railers are back up.
Good job. Smitty had a chance to take a 3 and instead took 2 more steps and took it to 14 and knocked it down.
Railers push their lead back up to 3 at 13-10, under a minute to go. Cook tipped it away from Bland, but it's going to be tracked down by Sargent. Sargent, ball went up, lost it, but it goes right to Bland. Eagleton fakes the 3, drives in, back to Bland, tipped away again by Jake Olson. But Nelson's pass is a little too far ahead for Cook, and it's taken back by the Cyclones. They miss a travel. Eagleton misses a 3 badly. It goes right to Max Cook.
Eagleton 0 for 4 now from 3-point line.
Nathaniel, nice shot fake by Jordan. Stepped in, missed the jumper, and rebound comes down to the Cyclones with 20 seconds to go.
But give Jordan credit. He stepped up and got a better look.
Eagleton now to Holmes with 13 seconds to go. Railers up 3, 13-10, nearing the end of the first quarter. Down to 8. Eagleton. Sestak looks to go baseline, cut off by Smith and Christian. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds, so with 4 seconds to go, Railers a chance to extend their lead.
5 turnovers for Griffin, 2 for the Railers.
Yeah, 5, and only had 8 last time at SHG, so the Railers kind of on pace to what they're usually doing and trying to speed up Sacred Heart Griffin just a little too much for their liking.
Yep. Into Jordan. Jordan dribbles at half court. Got a good look. It's on the way. It is up and just off the rim. Our score at the end of 1, Railers on top. It is Lincoln 13, SHG 10. We'll be back with the second quarter in a moment. You're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball.